Goodbye, Joliet, Illinois. That's the free wall up there. We just departed with a couple of other loot boats. We are going to head under this bridge and be at the lock. Hopefully we'll lock through fairly quickly on our way down towards Ottawa. During the Brandon Road lock after only about a half an hour wait, and we will be heading down quite a ways. And we're going towards Ottawa, Illinois. So these floating bollards, they call them floaters, are so much nicer because you can actually tie the rope to it and just let us float down without to hold them. This part of the Illinois River is the first time we've seen really any houses, private docks. Starting to see a few little marinas down here as we get towards the Dresden Lock in Ottawa. It was a very hot day, about 90 degrees, and a very slow ride because we had to wait so many hours at the locks. Commercial traffic always gets priority over recreational. More of the Illinois River down below the Brandon Road lock, heading towards the town of Ottawa. It's the Illinois River. We are in a wider spot, and these wider spots tend to have less current, so kind of muck develops in there. A lot of muck on the water. It looks pretty gross. You wouldn't want to swim in there. We're making headway towards Ottawa. We are here at the Dresden Lock area with a flotilla of 3 boats, and we've got to wait. They said it's going to be about a 2.5 hour wait to get through this lock, so we set the anchor for now and we'll rest. So that's the lock right back there. This tow that's coming behind this other boat right here, threading the needle between us, is the one we've been waiting for. It's got, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8 or 10 barges on it. And they have to break them apart and put them in the lock. Only so many will fit. And then they put them back together, and that takes a long time. Then this other tow back here, and these 2 barges are going to go in the lock, and then it'll be our turn, hence the 2.5 hour wait. Took that 10 barge tow right around us, and then he turned that corner with it. I just do not understand how he can guide that thing. That's a pro. There's one tugboat at the rear pushing the barges. Another big tow coming in right in front of us to tie up to the sails over there. But we still wait to get in that lock. After about 3 hours, they called us to enter the lock behind this empty tow that was light, and we had to wait to go down. Well, it's been almost 4 hours since we got to the top of this lock. We waited 3 hours on the river, got anchor, and now we're going out the bottom of the lock, but we have to wait for this tow. If you can see, he's just about touching both sides of the cement on the lock. That side, about a foot gap on this side. Pretty wide. We made it to Heritage Harbor. This is a nice place. It's shallow coming in here, about 4 feet, but we made it. And it's a nice night. We barely made it to that lock before a big tow. We had dinner on the harbor, then we went for a nice walk around the area, and we watched a beautiful sunset. Right, well, the sun's coming up here in Heritage Harbor, and in a little while we'll go over and get some fuel, and we will take off heading down the river towards Henry. All right, it is October 4th, 2025. We're leaving Heritage Harbor in Ottawa, Illinois. Nice little harbor here with these little summer cottages right on the water. Nice place. And some bigger houses over here. See how far we get today. We got a lock that has a 3-hour wait barge coming through it. I'm gonna pass this big tow on the one whistle here. Kind of narrow and a little shallow, makes me a little nervous, but here we go. The Illinois River was beautiful today. We had calm water and the wind didn't pick up till late. Here we are heading through Peru, Illinois, and on our way to Henry or Henneman. Nice hot day on the Illinois River. Probably 90 degrees, don't you think?
Probably.
Not too humid though, thankfully. Beautiful day. A pretty part of the Mississippi River, not Mississippi, Illinois River here. It's very nice. Leaves are starting to change colors. Next couple of weeks should be gorgeous going down here into Kentucky. This will give you an idea of kind of what we looked at all day today, and also how some of the other boaters are very inconsiderate. We call this a no walkie sign. While waiting for an hour and a half for that lock below Ottawa, the Starved Rock Lock, we picked up a couple of other boats. Now there's a flotilla of 4 of us heading down towards Hennepin, and we are hoping to get there this afternoon about 4 o'clock or 5 so that it's not dark, if there's a place to tie up. It's a big tow. Still loading 9-10 feet in depth, so we're okay. We made it to Big Bend Marina in Hennepin, or Henry, Illinois, and it's basically a fuel dock with a trailer, but here we are. Today is October 5th, 2025. We are going to be leaving here at Hennepin, H-E-N-N-E-P-I-N, and this is Big Bend Marina, and we are going to head down the river, and we are going to go to Peoria, Illinois. We're leaving Big Bend Marina. We've got Good Karma here, we've got Oma, we've got Francesca, and we've got Windsor Rose. We're all going to be in a little flotilla today. I'm heading down to Peoria, Illinois. I guess I'm the first one off. Heading down the Illinois River.
These feelings were so intense that my ability to recognize the Holy Ghost was lost.
Watching General Conference on the Illinois River as we work our way down to Peoria, Illinois. This section of the river is well over a mile wide, it looks like. It's only dredged in the center channel here. You can see on this, only this section. The rest is about 2 feet deep. So you have to watch where you're going. The river is very pretty this time of year, and the leaves are just starting to change colors. It's actually very relaxing to ride on the river at a slow speed. It turns out, though, that we started running into more and more headwinds today. In fact, such severe headwinds that on long, wide stretches, we got significant fetch, as you'll see later in the video here. And we started getting some waves that were crashing a little bit onto the bow and even up towards the flybridge on a river, which is unusual to us. The river was just pleasant otherwise, and we did end up burning a lot more fuel than planned, which is kind of a problem because there are not very many fuel stops along this portion of the Illinois River. In fact, our next fuel stop is about 160 miles.
Pretty windy out here. We're getting up to 30 knot winds, 35. Getting fetch on the river.
There were many jumping Asian carp in the river.
Let's see if you can see those fish jumping behind the boats.
There goes one behind their boat.
Yeah, there was a bunch behind ours, but then they're behind theirs. We eventually made it to Peoria, Illinois after about 7 hours, I believe. It was about a 40-mile run, and we had no locks, which was nice. It was very windy and gusty when we came to the marina, but luckily I was able to go stern in and let the wind kind of blow us into the dock. For those who don't boat or haven't boated and driven a boat that's tall, that catches the wind, when trying to dock in the wind, it is extremely nerve-wracking. There are other boats around and docks and pilings and things that you can run into, and it's just very stressful. We have to be very careful not to have an accident.
Well, as you saw, we safely made it into the Peoria city dock, and our two buddy boats, Oma and Windsor Rose, made it safely too, despite the gusting wind.
Here at the Caterpillar Museum, I'd be interested to know why the D8 is black and gray and not yellow, the typical colors, but they're closed right now, so I can't ask. We went for a walk around Peoria and out to dinner with our friends from Windsor Rose. Papa came to visit before he goes to Guatemala for 2 years on a mission.